it's really taboo, to be a collaborator with a rapper.
Yeah.
It just causes such a conversation about, what you did and whatever, what I'm saying? And it's tough, man. It makes it tough to be like proud of your work and tell people about your work when it's like it causes this bullshit.
I'm absolutely honored to be welcoming in on the One More Time podcast champion hockey player from Montreal. It's Quentin Miller. Oh my God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's the more famous Quentin Miller.
I worked hard.
We couldn't get that. We couldn't get that QM.
I worked hard to get to this level.
There's two Quentin Millers? What?
Yeah.
Who is this?
This is the other Quentin Miller.
Oh, okay.
No, this is Penzel Washington. This is Penn Affleck. This is Penn Roethlisberger. We got Penn Diesel. We got Quentin Miller.
God damn.
God
What's up,
damn,
everybody?
in
What's
the
up, everybody?
building.
Those nicknames were wild.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah, I stole those from our friend Dre Majesty, so shout out to Dre. Sorry about that.
Those are pretty good.
I think he refers to himself as all those, and he has really, really good bars. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. But so I just want to make sure we're all good here. So he was wearing a Michigan hat in the Rory and Maul interview. So
No, we're not good. Actually.
Should we just end it now?
I mean, let's talk about how the dominance of Ohio State over Michigan in every sport in the last 20 years.
Lie. And people stop me all the time about that hat when I wear it. I just like the hat.
Okay.
So you're not a fan.
I'm pretty much Georgia everything.
Damn,
Okay.
I was hoping for some beef to start this episode off.
I'm a Falcons fan. I'm a Hawks fan.
So is he. Damn it.
Yeah, we're cool.
I root for the dogs, but honestly, I don't really watch a lot of college football, but I dislike Bama so much that I root for Auburn sometimes.
Sure. No, we're super cool. We're beyond cool.
Okay, damn.
But fuck that hat. It doesn't look that cool. It's just a yellow M. You know?
Do you want to
My
get him
last
an
name
Ohio
starts with
State
M.
hat?
I will buy you an Ohio State hat. You ever seen the crimson and silver
seen it.
O? Yeah, all right.
He's not impressed. All right, so
I'm aware.
So we had a debate about the greatest of all time rapper conversation, right? And so we were basically ranking the criteria that should be evaluated when you're having this debate, right?
Okay.
So we talked about, should the greatest of all time rapper write all of their own lyrics? Do you think, as obviously someone who's infamous for writing bars for other, poppin' artists, and obviously yourself, do you think that is a requirement, right? Does a rapper have to write their own lyrics to be in that conversation for greatest of all time?
So answering this question is a little complex for me.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, you're on the interesting side of this.
Because it could actually, in my line of work.
I see where you're going on.
You know what I'm saying? So
It can seriously stop the calls.
No, not at all.
I think no too, man. I think no too.
But at the end of the...
So they don't have to write their own lyrics.
No, you have to make the best song.
All right, okay.
You said they had to write their own lyrics.
No, I didn't.
Bro, cue the fucking clip.
Don't do
editors.
it. Don't do
Cue
it.
the fucking clip, bro. Rapping is about rapping abilities, not writing abilities.
I would argue that writing ability is part of being a great rapper. Did I say that?
It
Yes.
helps. It helps with your position. The more,
So it is
that
something
you
to
do
evaluate.
on your own.
Wow.
I would say that.
You do, okay.
I would say that. Like Andre 3000 is one of the greatest
He is.
lyricists of all time.
Yes.
Period.
If I found out he was not the only one writing those verses, it would impair the way that I look at
It
it.
would hurt my soul.
You know what I'm saying?
a little
Like,
bit.
even though he's delivering it well and he could be just the deliverer, but
So what you're saying is hip hop has a different set of rules than every other genre. For example, Michael Jackson did not write Thriller. Mm-hmm. So this doesn't apply to him?
No country artist writes any of their own fucking hit
No,
songs,
Beyonce,
really, bro.
Taylor Swift,
Well, I
they have
feel like,
armies of writers.
Why is that?
I feel like what people miss out on is the fact that hip hop has become pop, you
Right.
know? And at the end of the day, when you're talking pop, you're just talking about the best, biggest records that you could get. And it's not necessarily who gives a fuck, about how you get to it, as long as you get to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I think on the pop side of hip hop, which, hip hop did become, even though we're starting to see the decline now for the first time in 50 years, but you know, on the pop side of it, it just changed the game, and it made it more about the results. You know what I'm saying? Like, and who cares how you get to the results? You know, and it doesn't really take away, because, you know, a lot of songs, if you hear the reference to it, it's not as good as the final product. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, delivery is just as much about it. You know, somebody can make a super 5-star chef steak and serve it to you on a little kid's Sesame Street plate.
Paper plate.
You know what I'm saying? And you will look at this shit like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? So it's like the presentation is just as much, if not sometimes more, than, you know, how it was prepared. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
right, bro.
I
They got
just
the little
watched-
splashes of sauce all over the
Yeah,
plates, and they
exactly.
got the garnishes that you're not fucking eating
Exactly,
anyways.
Exactly.
Bro, I
Damn.
literally just watched a video on this, and they said that, like, literally the same exact food plated beautifully and presented in a beautiful way made people think that it was like 30 to 40 times or percent more delicious.
Yeah, man. Perception is everything.
Wow.
It's all about perception.
I saw this little clip where Payless Shoes, they like rented out this space, and they like made a fancy name, and
I've
like,
seen
put the
this.
same
Yeah.
Payless Shoes for like 6 times the price or
Yeah.
whatever.
That was a while ago, but yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and people were like, "Oh my god, this shoe is it's amazing." You had no idea it's fucking Payless, you know. So presentation is really everything, and that's even with music too,
God,
with rap too, you know.
humans are dumb. bro.
Marketing is it's just
we are stupid.
psychology,
sometimes.
bro. You just got to understand psychology at this point.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So how accepted would you say songwriting in hip hop is now? Like today?
I think that Quentin Miller and Drake died on the cross
dude,
for rappers
Amen.
to be able to
Bless.
you
Bless
are our
up.
Lord and Savior, Quentin.
for rappers to be able to, you know, freely just collaborate. I'm not even talking ghostwrite, because at the end of the day, you got to make the decision on what goes and what doesn't go. You could have somebody write you a line, and it could not be a good line, and for you to be able to differentiate, okay, this line is a power bar, this line is, you know, okay, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
That's a real skill, you know, and it's tough. It's really tough.
How much ghostwriting do you think still exists versus just songwriters in rap? Like, does that still exist? Are there still ghostwriters?
Like
I
uncredited.
mean, we will never know, you know what I'm saying?
But like what you've maybe heard, or like even anyone you know, you don't think I drop names, but like, do you know of anyone that's out there?
I mean, I wouldn't even want to
Okay.
hint at that, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But, I mean, you wouldn't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody could find somebody that nobody knows about at all and have them, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like, you would never know until you know. It's like, at the end of the day, it's whatever. Like, it's just like the game plan for that team. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we're coming up with this game plan. We're going to run this play, this offense, da-da-da. You might have an offensive coordinator. You might have a defensive coordinator, whatever, as the head coach or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You pick the right plays and you go with it, you know? So it's the game is more complex than what people want to give it, you know? There's a level where it's just bars. There's a level where it's just, if you're just talking just rap, just bars, just the sport of rap. You know what I'm saying? That's a different conversation from the actual game, you know what I'm saying, of just playing professional rap.
From getting W's.
So, so do you think if you would have been writing for a different team, to use, to use your own analogy there, right? Do you think that the situation like with Drake and Meek would have played out differently? Like if you would have been writing for a different artist with a different plan and a different head coach and a different offensive coordinator, whatever, like, do you think that played it all into it?
Yeah, that's, at the end of the day, that's just woulda, coulda, shoulda, like, you know.
Yeah.
Who knows how things would have played out.
I think he was writing for Bama, and then Auburn published their playbook.
So Michigan and Ohio
Never.
State had nothing to do with this.
I mean, I'm trying to let that one live.
For sure. So, what are your top 3 criteria when you are evaluating like the greatest of all time rapper, right? Because we mentioned whether we thought writing your own lyrics should be in there or not. If you were to categorize like your top 3 things that you're...
We could give ours maybe too, just to get some
give
context.
him yours just to give him some context.
Yeah.
on
My
like,
number one was flow. So like not actually the words that you're saying, but your rhythm and your bounce and your flow. Like I could listen to a Japanese guy rapping, and if he's just like in that pocket and riding
dancing like that,
riding the beat, maybe doing this in the music video, then I'm entertained. And Wayne is my favorite artist, rapper of all time, and to me, he's the flow god. Okay. So that's what I attract.
Yep.
That gets me first.
And so then obviously another one would be like songwriting, right? Like how good are your lyrics and if you're writing them. Yeah. And then there'd be maybe like beat selection could be like a third, or, for example. So like, what, when you're having this debate with your homies or whatever, what are you putting as the like top 3 things that actually matter in this conversation?
Okay, I mean, it depends on what you're talking about. Like, and
like, who's your go rapper?
About like top 3 rappers, like just of all time with rap encompassing everything, because there's different. If you're just talking just ability to rap, that's a different conversation.
No, we're talking like all encompassing,
all encompassing everything.
Yes.
Some people know how to rap, but they can't arrange a song for shit.
Yeah,
and that kills them.
I mean, when you talk about the all 3, when it comes to that, I don't know. It's almost as predictable as the top 3 NBA players conversations. Like, Jordan's going to be in there somewhere. Kobe's going to be in there somewhere.
I don't know. People got some fucked up top 3 in rappers, bro.
Yeah.
People like, dude. There's people
for the most part.
I don't know. Let's hear. Let's hear your top 3.
You know what? Let me not say that.
I think you're assuming a lot of like the average rap fan, bro.
Let me fix that.
Yeah.
Let me not say for the most part.
We're not going to edit that, by the way.
No.
I'm editing it right now. This is the edit.
This is a live edit, folks.
This is the edit.
Thank God our editors are like, Jesus, thank the Lord. He's editing himself.
It depends on what generation person you're talking to. You know what I'm saying?
He's putting so many rules on this.
If you talk to
generation is big.
It's huge. I just watched.
You're right. Some kid is thinking Cardi's the best rapper.
Oh, for sure.
No, facts.
Or Yeet.
I'm trying to think what player. It was like Kareem or somebody. He was naming his top 3.
And
he named nothing but old heads.
Yeah. John Stockton.
The youngest person he named was Jordan.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was like Isaiah or
shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Bill Russell, like fucking
and
Larry
so it's
Bird.
Like, bro, if I ask my dad, who's your favorite rappers, he's gonna say Run DMC.
Yeah,
he's gonna say, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, but to his generation,
I hear it, bro.
That was that new Lil
That was
Uzi.
the shit, bro.
Oh, y'all heard that DMC?
DMC's
crazy.
hard.
That shit was going crazy.
It was crazy.
Beastie Boys, all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
But like yours, Quentin Miller.
Top 3
for me.
Let's go. We need this.
Jay-Z, Kanye, Drake, no order.
Damn, that was fast.
It was.
He's thought about this.
And the respect for Drake after everything that happened. I respect that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I gotta be a realist.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not one of them people. I'm not about to be like, oh no, I don't do that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's undeniable, bro.
Yeah.
For sure.
The man's great.
Yeah.
Has one of the best voices
Yeah.
in music history.
Yes.
I agree.
Bro, because I think where Drake shines, and this was one of, I think it was maybe one of my top 5, was cultural impact.
Yeah.
And like, he's absolutely just changed the trajectory of like the state of music, the way he was able to blend his voice and like the singing aspect of what he did into hip hop. Like that shit wasn't really happening.
That can go to every world,
and do it better,
sound good,
and do it better. No, even sound good. Do it better.
Yeah, that too. But just sounding good.
Just be okay at it. Yeah.
Because everybody doesn't sound good in every realm. Like there's some people that might try singing and you don't really sound that good singing.
Yes.
Some people might try some hippity hop shit and you're better with the club shit.
Yeah.
When you try that, you kind of sound a little lost. But he's like one of the only ones that, sounds A1 in every department.
He does. He does a house album and it sounds pretty good. He does Memphis rap with like Black Boy JB. It sounds good. He does reggaeton. It doesn't matter, dude. He's a chameleon.
Yeah.
He just sinks into his environment, soaks it up, and produces. It's impressive.
Facts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Objectively.
So, you've gone on record saying that like due to a very shitty publishing deal, you did not see an official like publishing check from the songs that you were working on.
And it's weird too because everybody's still like, I see a lot of posts and shit still say like Drake never paid Quentin.
Yeah.
I was in a publishing deal prior to meeting Drake. I don't,
Right.
so it has nothing to do with Drake or OVO.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah. No, exactly. So what I want because our audience is a lot of aspiring producers, artists, songwriters, like people that are trying to make it in the music industry, right? So I think it's good for them to hear this. Like, what kind of publishing deal did you enter into, right, that made it, let's say, an unfavorable situation? If you're able to share, I don't know, like, if you're able to talk, because we just want to help them avoid.
It was a bad one. It was just one that had no back door for me to exit. It was one that they literally could hold over my head forever. And, they probably would have never let me out if, timing was everything. It was just a really dull time for me and nothing was going on. So if I would have had something going on, I probably would still be in that deal.
Damn.
To this day, you know what I'm saying? But I had to.
You almost have to lose momentum to
I had
get
to,
out of that.
Come to a complete halt and, really be like in a desperate situation,
Damn.
No timing, no time constraints. That's crazy.
Yeah. So
and that deal, man, I don't know, man. That really hurt, man. Because again, I said it before, but it's like I really put my trust into that situation, and I didn't have no ties to the music industry outside of that situation. So it's like when that got cut off, it was like I was closed off from everything. Thank God for the coolest Mac and
shout out Mac one time.
Shout out Mac
and 2-9 and
yes,
and the whole wave that was going on in Atlanta to keep me inspired to keep trying music. Because outside of that, I thought it was over with for me. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. So did you have a lawyer like help you with this deal?
Clearly
I'm
not,
just like I'm trying to make sure that people don't enter into these types of agreements. Like, was it a lack of legal advice on this, or like?
Yeah, to get into details about how it went wrong, I don't want to put people on blast. It's people that I made peace with and stuff like that. So I don't want to.
I definitely don't want to like open up old wounds, but
I
it's
don't
like
do that. But it was just a bad situation that
we're just trying to help people that might be facing the same situation.
Any advice for people like that is just definitely. First off, make sure you have a lawyer that is separate from everybody involved in the situation.
Right. These label-appointed lawyers is crazy. Yeah. Like that they're giving
just
you
everybody in general. Like anyone involved in the situation, you should literally have your own lawyer that has nothing to do with nobody else but you.
That doesn't even know the other side of the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then outside of that, man, just be mindful, man, and just know that life is short, but it's not that short. It's like there's gonna be time. In my younger times, I was just always just so desperate, and I just always felt like, well, I have to do this now, or and I don't know. I guess if I could talk to myself, I would let myself know, like, hey, you could be a little more patient. You could be a little more mindful. You don't gotta rush everything. Don't rush everything.
Yeah, I think we talk about this a lot. Is that like? So many people out there think, whether they're a producer, they think like, yo, if I just got this pub deal, if I just got this one placement, I'd be out of here. Artists think like, yo, if I just got a record label that signed me, like I'd be out of here. Like
it's not the reality.
It's not really, to your point, like that's like you looking to get some fast track or like fast pass that doesn't really exist.
But see,
way.
That's a big factor of it too. Because my generation, when I was young, I was a part of that last window. My fault.
You're good.
That last window of artists that were just getting signed off talent.
That's dead now.
That's over with.
Because you didn't have a way to organically really build a fan base that easily.
Yeah, so I was in that last little window of just artists just going to see the heads of the label and performing in front of them, and you walk away with a deal or you don't.
I think we posted a clip yesterday. It was yesterday. It's that labels aren't signing talent anymore. They're signing fan bases. They want to see that you can build community on your own. Yeah. That you have
but my
something
generation,
built in.
You was still going up like Jackson 5 style.
Yeah.
They tell you before. I used to hate that shit. I went to a couple label meetings. I seen L.A. Reid a couple times, and he'd be like, "Perform."
Yeah.
We're gonna move all the furniture out the way, and you just perform right now.
You like stand up on the table.
The most like dance monkey feeling in the world. I hated it. I hated it with a passion.
God.
But
Yo, seriously.
But you know,
That's so old school.
things
feeling.
change, man. It's like I don't know. It's like that high school draft generation.
Yeah.
Like, even though that's back now, right? Is it
What
back?
is it?
People getting signed out of high school or drafted
back?
out of high school.
Is that back?
I think that's happening, right? Like in basketball.
This is when we need a in studio producer.
Yeah, to like be
I could
Googling
wrong.
shit.
I could be wrong.
Catrice,
1 year of college.
Okay, see, this is why we
one year minimum 1 year of college.
All right, Catrice, you're hired.
Yeah,
We have no money to pay you,
we could give you yerba mates.
but we got this lawyer that we can all do a deal with.
Right?
Oh man,
Yeah, right.
that's funny. So how can songwriters get paid today though? Right. So like in the modern music industry, like if I'm an aspiring songwriter, I want to write for people. Like, what are some of the ways that's like possible? You know, how should I go about that?
Man, people ask me questions like this all the time, and like I hate that they ask me these questions because
Well, fuck.
my road
If you don't know,
is so untraditional.
Yeah.
My path is so completely unique from any writer, anybody. I don't know how I just always was able to stumble to the back door of things, but I never had to stand in line of like the normal line that like writers and people like that had to stand in.
you must have been like at least putting yourself out there or keeping an open mind in situations, something like that, right?
Man, I can't lie, man. Sometimes I'll be feeling like that's just really was just the law of attraction. I was a homeschool kid, man. I used to look at rap videos on BT and shit, and I used to say, man, my life is boring right now, but my life when I grow up, I'm gonna be lit. I'm gonna be with all the fly, you know what I'm saying? I used to say all that shit, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, somehow I just attracted that
willed
shit.
it.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I start off working at Usher's house. Shout out to Usher.
What were you doing at Usher's house?
So one of the guys that discovered me, his name is Sounds. He went to my church. I was best friends with his little brother. Shout out to Trex. And but he was signed to Usher.
Okay.
So he used to rock with me. He used to pull me to the studio, and he was working at Usher's house. So I started off like the beginning of my path, meeting somebody in church, working at Usher's house.
Yeah.
Then he gets signed to Tricky Stewart, brings me over there. Now I'm with Tricky in the Dream. In the Dreams, I'm talking peak. He could not miss. You can't imagine
Peak Dream.
how inspiring that is to be in that and to see.
Just that vortex.
Sometimes Dream would just be like, come outside, man. Come check out this Ferrari I got. I just want you to feel what this is like. Like he would just do shit like that.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I would just see it and just like, I don't know. It's like I always been around it. And it's just, so I can't tell somebody how to go about it because I never went a traditional way. I never was like going to writers camps and, you know, the stuff that, you know, normal people have to do. I don't know. I just always just kind of.
You don't want to be like, just go to church and it'll happen.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it could work. I was doing freestyle.
Was this an
cyphers.
ad for church?
Actually,
Is this a way to get people back in the Lord's
straight
house?
up.
Because I was thinking about it. I was like, dude, maybe I should go to church.
Dude,
more
we've had a
often,
lot
bro.
of guests though that have started in church, like singing or like playing.
Because like, yeah, there's a lot
It's
of
a
music
musical
in church.
place.
Bro, I was
Yeah.
homeschooled, so church was like
You were
one
just
of-
going to like
that was
meet
one of the
people,
social.
bro.
Yeah.
Like I used to do my freestyle ciphers at church. So we would go to the back of the
Your
church.
church
we'd
is
be
lit,
cussing.
bro.
No, my
He was rapping about, Corinthians.
I
and
was
shit.
like, shit.
My pastor did not know. But the young ones, we was going to the back.
Okay.
And we was freestyling and we be cussing and all that shit. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But I guess, you know, that's kind of how people kind of caught wind.
So you're a sinner.
We all are, aren't we? We all fall short.
We're born with sin,
Glory to the
Ben.
Lord.
No,
Jesus.
absolutely. Damn, I mean, no, so what I think is interesting is people don't always like to admit, or actually, I think the most successful people do admit this. So I'm glad that you did. Is like there was some luck, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, like there was some luck to at least in everyone's journey that's risen to any level of success. I feel like they're pretty open about like, hey, I kept my eyes open for like the doors that opened, like luckily or whatever. But there's at least some, you know. chance of like, I
it's
met
definitely
this
luck.
person that then like just
It's luck,
happened.
but I don't know where the line stops with luck and attraction.
Yeah, because you can
No, it's
you
true.
can open yourself to be lucky more often. That's the difference. Like, yeah, it is luck, but you can put yourself in a position to get lucky more than others, and that's where you have some control.
Yeah.
So when you got into like these rooms at the very beginning, right, where you know your friend from church got you into Usher's house, whatever, and then the dream situation or whatever, what do you think you can point to that like kept you being relevant and top of mind for people and them wanting to put you in more situations? And you know what I mean? Because like the
I
talent
guess it was
is
talent.
Yeah.
I guess it was talent.
But is there any other thing that's like, because you know, talent is still like subjective to some people, right? I mean,
I think it was just talent.
wow.
Straight up.
I think it was just pure talent because I was kind of quirky and corny, you know, as a young person. I mean, even I'm still a little quirky in certain
You
ways.
seem
know what I'm
very
saying?
normal for being a homeschooler,
But-
actually.
You know, so I feel like it was just talent because even when I was signed and, you know, I had that opportunity, they didn't know what to do with me. And even the reason I had got dropped was, you know, me getting into it with an A&R and him telling me he could not see me as a star. He was like, you're not a star to me. He was like telling me I'm not a star, which I feel like is the worst thing to tell an artist that you just signed. You know what I'm saying?
They don't teach that in A&R school.
Yeah, I felt like that was
It's probably bad
horrible,
practice.
you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so, you know, I mean, I get it. I didn't really have much of a story. I hate all my old raps because I didn't have nothing to talk about. So I was just like saying stuff, but I had the ability because I studied rap so much. So I knew how to do pockets and you know, metaphors, but I just didn't have, you know, a story, you know? So it took me getting dropped and all that other stuff, you know, for me to start really developing a story and, you know, developing a sound, I guess.
Yeah. So when you're writing for people, like how well do you need to know the person that you're writing for?
I mean, the more I know them, the better.
Right?
The more I know, like, where your head is, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you kind of trying to convey and just seeing where I can get into it, the better, you know?
How do you get to know that? Is that just through genuine being around them, talking to them, or is there some sort of like
Being
process?
around is preferred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't beat being around and being on the same vibe and catching the vibe. So it's like, it's preferred, you know? But, you know, a lot of times it's not like that. Sometimes you just got to send stuff in or whatever.
Yeah, because Jace, who's, you know, from 2-9 that we were talking about earlier, he was on the podcast and talking about how, like, he's gotten invited to these writers' camps, right? Because he also, you know, does some
hate writers'
songwriting.
camps.
Yeah,
He
I
does
was
too.
going to ask your opinion about writers' camps.
Don't do them.
Why? What's your reasoning for not being a fan?
It's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I can't stand that shit. And then I feel, I don't know, I hate fighting over publishing.
Is it happening
Well,
live?
I wrote this song. I should get to. I hate that. I just hate it. I hate it with a passion. And then plus, I don't like the writers' camps because from my experience, it's just not too often that the artist is like, "Hey, yo, can you give me that folder that the A&R from the label got?" So I can listen to those ideas. And generally, it don't work like that. Generally, it's more like a organic. Like, you know, it just happens or, you know, it comes up or you play it for them in front of them or whatever. But
So the success rate is like not that high,
yeah,
or at least from your personal experience.
And then, you know, maybe I'm spoiled from my experiences, but I just rather play something for you directly and see what you know, if you fuck with it or not, you know what I'm saying? Rather than like give it to one person who's gonna send it to another person who's gonna send it to you, who's gonna send it to you. And then even by the time, even if you do hear it and you fuck with it, now I got to deal with the politics of these middlemen involving themselves in some shit that didn't have nothing to do with nothing. And then on top of that, I got to do the splits with everybody else.
Yeah.
But again, I have a different path. There's a lot of people who came up during that path, or doing that path, you know, who, you know, that's a good look for them. So I don't want to downplay it for, you know, because everybody's path is different. Yeah. I just was blessed enough to where I can like not, not have to attend.
No, but I think it's good for people to know what they're getting into, right? Because you are getting into a very like vulturous environment where everyone wants
trying
to making a band.
Yeah, trying to hop on the fucking, laptop or like
everybody's trying to make the hottest shit.
Yeah.
Turn the beat on. Everybody, as soon as you try an idea, that somebody's like, "Oh yeah, I got something. Let me try something."
Right.
And it's just like, damn, I just made this idea. Now you just jumping on my idea now.
But also, you
can
kinda
fuck up my idea. I could make something and it's fire. Then you come on and put some shit on, and I don't like it, and nobody else like it. But we gotta accept it because it's a group thing. So then we play it for the person, and they might have been fucking with it for the beginning. Then your part come on, fuck up the whole presentation and everything.
See, but also if you sit back and do nothing, then you're not gonna do shit. You're kind of forced in those environments to get in there and give your ideas.
I mean, of course, if that's the only thing you got, then of course, you know what I'm saying? Like I said,
but that's got to be the worst. Like putting some drums on there, like adding something.
How much do I insert myself into this?
But then the whole vibe like gets killed when your shit comes on.
Man, come on, man.
That's got to be the worst.
But no one's going to say it.
No.
Right.
Because everybody's going to be nice.
But they should say it.
They should. I think you have to be okay with that.
Then it turns into
fighting
bad
or awkward
club.
and and bad
Bad girls
vibes.
club.
And bad vibes.
I'm curious how often you write for a specific artist versus just writing something and then maybe trying to find the artist that fits that.
I mean, I don't know. It just depends.
Is it pretty split?
Yeah, it's pretty even.
My biggest question is, and I definitely don't want to discount the fact that you're obviously an artist as well. My biggest question always when I'm talking to songwriters is like, how do you relinquish some of your shit to other people when you yourself are an artist? Like it's easier for some of these people in other genres where like they don't want to be the forward facing artist, but for you who also has aspirations obviously and has been an artist that's forward facing, how do you like let your shit go to other people?
Man, it's kind of tough because it's like you put your energy into a song and you fuck with it enough to send it, and then even if that artist don't fuck with it, but now it's like, damn, well I fuck with it, I would use it. But then half the time when you're writing for somebody on a beat that's from another producer or something.
So it gets
you have no other option.
A little more complicated than we think about it.
I have way more. I got so many ideas that I wrote for other people that I wish I could use, but I gotta like reproduce the whole beat and like all kinds of shit. And it's just like, damn, if I was putting that energy into my own shit,
You could send me those ideas. I will find some beats. I'll make some tracks for us. For real.
It's just tedious,
Yeah.
I'll take that on. Let's go.
Do you find yourself second guessing whether the idea was as good as you thought when you sent it if they don't fuck with it? Or do you stand behind it like the same as you did?
Sometimes, but I don't know.
Because I'd be like, Drake didn't fuck with it. Maybe I don't fuck with it.
I don't know, man. I'm always bringing it back to sports, man. Like it's just you just gotta swing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just swinging. I'm just gonna keep swinging, and whatever lands. That's what producers do.
People
They send you a bunch of beats, and whichever ones land, they land.
And most of them don't.
Most of them don't. Most of them don't go.
And or the ones that you think are, don't.
Be that
and the
old beat that you made
that 15-minute
5 years ago
in the kitchen with your underwear on, cooked it up on the laptop, speakers.
Bro,
it's just a matter. It's a batting average business.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot as far as like not overthinking this shit too. Sometimes, bro.
Yeah,
people just artists, producers, writers, podcasters. Like, dude, am I not the worst?
Yeah, you're the worst overthinker.
Oh my God, bro.
I gotta tell this man to settle down.
I literally am like, what should our strategy be? Like, who's our target audience? Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, what kind of questions should we ask? What kind of content should we make? Blah, blah, blah. Like,
and then we end up changing nothing.
And we do one thing that like I kind of liked, but I didn't think that it was like the right thing to do. And it ends up fucking going and doing crazy numbers online or something, So it just be the ones that it's like, just fucking try different things.
That's
and to your point, like the at-bats, bro, because it is an average. Everything in you don't get one fucking chance to make the perfect song or do the perfect it's ridiculous.
Every song ain't gonna be, Every song ain't your favorite song. I mean, even Drake, like every song ain't your favorite song, you know? Like,
No, but it's also not the last one you get to make.
Yeah.
You get to make another one.
He hasn't,
and another one.
He hasn't even
his
made his
average
favorite
is
song.
crazy, though. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
He has
No,
a high
for sure.
average. He's like Otani out here.
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
So when it comes to the whole, Drake, Meek drama, like all that whole situation, do you feel, because you've talked about this a good amount, obviously back when it happened, you were, I'm sure getting asked about it all the time. You've obviously done, Vlad and Rory and Mal recently, and now you're here with us. Is there any side to this story that you feel like any perspective from anyone, whether it's yours or another party involved, that hasn't been told?
Nah, shout out to Generation Now. Shout out to DJ Drama. Shout out to Cannon. I just want to just dead all that.
Yeah.
Like, that shit over with, man.
Yeah.
Like,
You said it all.
And everyone else, you feel like that, like everyone knows where everyone's perspective has been. Like, is there any side of this that like people aren't aware of? Or you feel like it's been...
shout out to Boi-1da.
Yes. Shout out to Boi-1da. I feel like he's obviously played a big role in your story.
No, he saved my life a couple times.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
Big shout out.
So a dope producer and a superhero, apparently.
Boi-1da is he's a good guy.
Everyone that talks about Wanda says this. So I feel like, yeah, man.
I feel blessed to to have Boi-1da and Hit-Boy. Like, I don't know why I'm connected with those two guys, but just having those two guys has been
The boys.
a real blessing.
It's got to have been crazy to witness their trajectories, though, too, right?
Yeah,
Because, I mean, you've kind of been there since they were coming up, I feel like, as well.
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw when people were sleep on Hit-Boy, and I saw when he started to get his flowers. So
They were really making hits already, but they weren't getting the flowers.
they just didn't know. People just didn't know that it was hit.
Producers, I think, are cooler now, too. It's cooler to know who the producer is. That wasn't a big thing before,
When did tags, like, start?
Yeah, right?
Who was, like, the first one to use a
I
producer?
think Metro Boomin made it
Made tags a
predominant
thing?
I remember
Really?
Zaytoven was one of my first. I remember it, like, listening
What's
to
his
Gucci.
again?
I think he's got a couple. But Zaytoven. The kid
Yeah,
is one.
okay.
But there's another one, too, though. He's got, like, 2 or 3, I want to say, but...
No, I was just trying to think of like when that even started, because that clearly, dude, before people, like, unless you were a huge music head reading like album credits, like on the liners and stuff, most people, to your point, didn't know who the
they
fuck.
were.
Pharrell had the 4 count.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Which wasn't a tag. I don't know. We've debated if that's a tag or not.
Yeah.
It's like a subtle tag.
It is. It's cool.
So did the general public or like rap fans come after you during that whole situation? Or was it just like industry people that it was like weird with, or the whole thing? You
Rap
know what I mean?
fans were more mad at me with the Nas situation. And I wanna use this opportunity to say again that man, I really had no intentions of bringing any negative light to Nas, man. I got so much respect and honor for Nas, man, and it's that whole thing was unfortunate. I felt the need to, first off, DJ Vlad, shout out to Vlad. He put some really interesting titles on each video. Those
He's the king.
Those titles were crazy.
We're gonna do our best to
Those
not
titles
Vladify our
were
titles, but
crazy.
You kind of have to do a little bit of the clickbaity shit, but he went nuts.
what was the
They
what
were
was the
crazy.
one that was the craziest for you?
I can't remember off the top of my head, but each one was pretty crazy. They were all like, okay, all right. I mean, I know the
Nas
interview
Steele
happened,
song from...
but like, okay. But yeah, man, with Nas, man, first off, Hit-Boy, obviously that's my brother, and they've been working so hard, on everything they've been doing, and to bring any kind of negative light or diminishing light to anything that they had going on, that was never my intention. Like when I was on the Rory and Mal interview, they asked me if I was still working. I was just naming artists I was still working with. I had no intention of like, trying to bring the hip hop community, make that a whole discussion or anything. If anything, I'm thinking it would just make people look at me like, damn, Quentin, know what you doing. You know what I'm saying? But
Does no one give a fuck about your career? I don't know. It just feels,
It feels like you get shit on a lot.
It's
bro.
weird. Like, it just
For
feels
no
like
reason.
the like way some of these things have played out. It's like no one is really considering like, bro, you have a career that you have to look out for as well.
Yeah.
So like you saying these things clearly,
and I would hope that after my little viral moment, hopefully people understand that perspective too. I haven't spoke to bro. Me and Hit, we still cool, and luckily that hasn't affected anything. But shout out to Nas, man, and
it's like, do
respect.
people think that Nas not allowed to have anyone in the room when it just got to be him and the engineer? Like nobody can be there.
Man, apparently,
it sounds like you were just in the room.
And it was like, man, the more I try to talk about it, the more because even if you hear what I was saying, I'm like, I didn't say I wrote everything, all this, but it's just like. It didn't matter. It's like the more I try to clean it up, the more of a mess I was making.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like, man, I just need to just fall all the way back. Like, I ain't want to put nothing out or nothing, make people think I'm trying to capitalize off of it, because I ain't that type of person, man. Like, I'm really not like that, man. And, that was unfortunate.
It's so weird for me though, because it's like, in my mind, like, even if we take the worst quote unquote case scenario of if you were trying to, like, why does everyone allow like other people to do selfish things that are like would advance? I don't know. It just seems like, why can you not just be like, yeah, I was working with these people or like whatever
to further my career along?
It seems very odd to me, man. I don't know.
Children.
I just want to like, empathize with
it's weird,
your
man.
situation.
And that's the weird part about like, this profession when it comes to rap, because with rap, it's really taboo, to be a collaborator with a rapper.
Yeah.
Because, I guess it just causes such a conversation about, what you did and whatever, what I'm saying? And it's tough, man. It makes it tough to be like, proud of your work and tell people about your work when it's like it causes this bullshit, So
you should be able to talk about what you've done without having. And let me clarify also for some people, like, not that it has necessarily anything to do with your situation. If you tell a rapper to say dog instead of cat, if you say turn the hi-hat up 2 decibels, if you say, add a snare right here, you're a writer. You're a writer on the song. Like, that qualifies you, whether you get the credit or not. There's no limit to, what, if you're in the room and you make a suggestion, you helped make the song sound like what it is, and you're a writer. Whatever your publishing situation is, that's a whole other story. But it's not, you're not taking, anything away from any great writer.
Bro.
Because you were there.
You know what I'm thinking this whole time? Have you ever considered like writing for country artists or something? Like, have you considered just like leaving music, rap, man? Bro? Like, these rappers are too fucking, I don't know, bro. You ever consider?
It's really only rap. Every other genre is
it really is only rap.
And like, you're clearly good with words. So like, have you ever? I'm like actually being serious. Have you ever considered writing for?
I would definitely be down. I mean,
it doesn't have to be country, but like pop or something.
Because they get to talk about stuff that we can't talk about in like hip hop and R&B. Like, there's so much bravado in hip hop and R&B, but freaking like country music, they'll be like
being vulnerable.
I talked to my mom today.
Yeah, crying. Like talking about crying.
Just talk about
stuff.
Like regular random shit. Like, like, yeah, I did that shit today too. Like, what the fuck?
Bro, we might need you to like start writing for other genres so you can get the fucking respect that you deserve, bro.
That's a hint for the Rampage, by the way. You
God,
alluded to something.
That's amazing. Okay, so do you think songwriting is nature or nurture? Meaning, like, is it a born talent, or can you develop it? Like, could I become a songwriter if I really?
Not you,
God, Henry.
I mean, I feel like you could definitely develop the skill.
How much of it though do you think is like God-given, born talent? Would you say?
I mean, yeah, that's definitely an aspect to it too. There's some people that it comes easier for. Some people can just like freestyle.
Are you one of those?
Right.
Nah.
Can't freestyle.
Yeah. I can. I gotta really be in the zone to just freestyle.
Yeah.
But like,
that was me in high school, like smoking weed.
For the most part,
freestyling.
I gotta like think about it.
Yeah.
You had that green courage.
Man. So, I do want to, talk about like when you got in the car accident, right? Like how I just feel like you've been kicked down so many times, bro. And it's like, where do you find the strength, like mentally, to get through all of this shit? Like, are you a spiritual guy, or
it's just like not thinking about it? Like, when I was like in the bed, like I was like when I was in the bed healing, I was buying shoes.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of life is mental. And that's not to sound like I'm a super guru, because there's a lot of areas mentally where I'm weak at, you know what I'm saying? Like, where I think negatively and I wish I thought more positively, because I know just how powerful, thinking is, But, especially when it comes to healing, that was just something that I just kind of knew, like, I got to tell myself. Like, I was always thinking about moving forward. Like, I just never sat around and thought about what was me. I don't know.
Damn. So you never even had a little bit of that.
I mean, of course.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Especially,
I was like, Jesus, bro.
Especially while I was healing, but it's just the thought of moving forward. Like, I don't know. It's just like, just keeping a plan in your head, just telling yourself it's not over, like, and knowing that it's not over,
Yeah.
Like,
sounds like you just had like a good mental fortitude, really,
Yeah, not to sound like it was perfect, because it definitely was some tough days,
Yeah,
sure.
But I mean, I still have tough days, like I'm definitely at that age in my life where like I'd be one of those guys at LA Fitness playing ball and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hell yeah.
I wish I could like play ball and shit. I wish I could like, do a lot of regular shit.
Yeah.
You tried golf?
Yeah, I play. Well, I don't play, but like, I'll hit the driving range every now and then.
Okay.
He's like obsessed with
Mac.
golf.
Mac is the
He
golfer.
golfs. I know. That's
Mac
why I
is
asked.
the
Yeah,
golfer.
I see him out there.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, man.
So what kind of songs do you like to write the most, would you say? Like turned up, party vibes? Do you like to do more like introspective?
Man,
you know what I mean?
It just depends, man. I have zero control over my creative process. I have no control. I cannot go in the studio and be like, I'm going to make a club record. I'm going to make a serious record. I just can't do it. And every time I tell myself I'm going to do it, I always make the exact opposite record of what I said I was going to make. I just can't do it. So,
and I think that's a strength. I'm telling you, like,
it's a strength, but it's also tough.
Maybe there's a situation where it would be super beneficial for you to write a certain kind of record, but the best art is always when it's just free flowing. You're not trying to force anything.
If it takes me too long, I don't even sit with a beat for too long. If I'm like working on a beat and it starts to get a little too long, I just move on. Like,
how long? This is a fun question. How, like, when you're hearing new beats, how long will you let it play until you decide if you want to write to it or not? First, right at the drop?
That depends, because I can tell from the intro, I can tell from the drop. So
yeah.
It's random.
Yeah.
Like random.
Pretty quick, though.
Yeah.
It's so stressful as a producer, bro. like I'm
no, it's stressful telling the producer when they're like, what kind of beats you looking for?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to describe it. Fuck.
Yeah.
Give me a Afro beat, trap.
Yeah.
Hip hop, boom bap.
That's right.
So we talked about this before with, some producers, kind of like the exercise of playing beats for an artist, like in the studio, and kind of the anxiety that might come with that, right? Of like when the artist says like, yo, pull up some beats, and they're like, oh fuck, like here we go. And like your favorite beat pulls up, and then they're just like, next, like 3 seconds in, right? Mm-hmm. How's your experience when you are like playing references for artists?
You get nexted?
Do you get nexted? Like, chill, bro.
I mean,
that's a good question.
Yeah. I mean, do you? But
obviously.
I can't lie. I mean, I haven't really gotten nexted.
Really?
They at least give it a little bit of a listen.
But I mean, I've, had them like not take the record, obviously.
Sure.
But they get all the way through.
But they get through it, though.
That's
but
impressive.
I don't make whole song ideas.
Right. You do like verse hook?
I learned that from the Dream.
Verse hook or just hook?
Wait, unpack that.
Verse hook.
Yeah,
verse hook.
One verse, one hook. That's all you need for like to
and
see
if you like
someone.
If you actually want me to finish it,
Yeah,
I'll finish it.
right.
But I'm not doing more than that.
That's
Okay,
what I.
this is huge though.
No, because that's when I work with artists. That's what I'll tell them to do that. Even if they're working on their own music, I'll say, let's do a hook and a verse on this. Let's sit on it. Let's see how we feel in an hour. Let's see how we feel tomorrow.
That's
see if
all
you
you
still
need.
like it, and then we'll finish it if it still hits. Because you might spend the whole session working on one song, 3 verses and 2 bridges, and then the next day you're like, I don't even like this anymore.
If I working like that, I walk out the studio with at least 3 ideas.
Exactly. I'd much rather have 3 unfinished songs than one that I pray to God it still sounds good tomorrow.
And once again, y'all have been in countless more sessions than I have. But even like the limited amount that I've been in, I feel like when you start working on that second and or bridge or third verse, even God forbid, right? Third verses.
Remember the third verses?
Yeah, I just
that used to be a thing.
It barely happens these days, but no. So like, I feel like artists start to get frustrated, maybe, right? Because if it's not hitting like that far into the process, then you almost start to like. I've seen it happen when they start to like resent the song because, to your point, if they would have just stopped after the first verse and hook or whatever, and maybe walked away, worked on something else, whatever, I feel like they might have come back like equally as excited about it. But like almost,
Some people can do that, man. I can't just listen to the same beat for 3 hours.
Yes.
and work.
Yes.
I'll start hearing every little sound in the beat,
Yeah.
and stuff will start annoying me.
Yes.
Like that fucking cowbell.
Oh, man.
Comes in and
Well, imagine being the producer engineer
third
sitting right in
bar.
front of the fucking speakers the whole time. And they're like, turn it up. I want to hear it louder. I'm like,
all you hear is ding. Like no one's paying attention to that shit, but I've been listening to the beat for so long.
that cowbell.
That's all I
Fucking
hear.
cowbell.
I thought it was always more cowbell.
It is. That's a bad example, Quentin. But,
Yeah.
Right. Church bells.
There
Shout
you
out
go.
to Yeet.
Yeah, for real.
Church bell. So, something we were even talking about, like, do you feel like you're too genuine for the music business sometimes? Like, do you feel like you fit in?
Absolutely.
Yeah, right?
man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm a nice guy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would be so much better if I wasn't.
If you were an asshole, you'd be
If I was an asshole, oh
way
my
bigger.
God.
Yeah.
I'd be lit.
you'd be so lit,
I'd
bro.
be so lit.
So
Yo,
true.
how can we turn this guy?
I don't know.
It's
Do
gotta
we,
be like
do we got
a-
any
like a
asshole
Oreo
friends?
version.
that we can-
Illuminati ties.
Can we introduce him to some assholes that we know?
Illuminati- the naughty ties.
I mean,
Introduce it to
Dude.
the naughty.
No, I just
Hey, they're gonna chop this up and then they're gonna be like Quentin Miller ass.
yeah, we
Finish-
are.
finish-
I'm
that.
not. I'm just
finish that so we can
I'm
chop
just
it up.
joking. I'm just joking.
No, we already had an Illuminati clip from another guest.
we did,
Somehow
recently.
it's made its way onto the podcast twice now. They might be listening. No, but you describe the music industry as like Game of Thrones esque. I feel like in another interview. Which like character do you feel like you're playing in this whole TV show that we got going on here?
Oh man,
Did you watch Game of Thrones, by the way?
I loved it.
Okay,
I caught Game of Thrones before everybody else. I was on there.
Yeah.
before everyone got hip to it.
I accidentally caught the premiere the night it happened.
Oh, wow.
So
Shit,
I'm like,
first
rare.
episode.
Yeah.
This guy was locked in.
But
Which character are you, bro?
Bryn, or what's the boy?
Oh, the
Right?
the one that sees the
Yeah.
future.
fuck. You would say that, huh? I just thought about that.
Oh,
What did I mean by that? What?
as in
Because
his legs.
because he can't
Yeah,
walk.
yeah.
Oh my god!
Dude, that was amazing, bro.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
I could actually
Oh,
introduce you to
whatever.
this asshole friend I've got. His name's
Yeah,
Henry.
right.
Oh my
Exactly.
god! That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Fuck, man, that's a good question. I would
Good
have to,
one, bro.
No, don't dap me up, bro.
Come on, bro.
Accident, bro.
Good one. Which one are you?
Jesus.
Which one are you, bro?
I'd have to think on that, man.
Cersei. Oh shit.
I'm like the.
Who's the nice guy that gets?
Who's getting
fucked
like
over?
shit?
That's what I'm
Yeah, who's
saying.
getting like shit on like way too often than they should be? Like who
I don't
didn't
want to be.
deserve?
I don't want to be anybody that was.
Jon Snow.
No, I'm saying who doesn't deserve like the who deserves more respect in Game of Thrones than they get?
Yeah.
Sansa's knight in shining armor.
Sansa. Yeah.
Her knight.
Sansa.
Who's her knight?
Oh yeah.
For her.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you're definitely a knight.
Who's
Yes.
who's the knight that was with the tall lady?
Yes. No, I don't know the name, but that
The
sounds like
Lannister
you.
brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It might be you.
Yes. Okay.
got his arm cut off,
Yeah.
Close enough.
something like that.
God, if we can't, shrug it off at this point. Jeez, I don't know, but no, man, that's great. Well, Quentin, like we want you to win more than anything, bro. Like
For real. Thank
you.
I need the new Wedding Crashers project.
Yes.
Can you give us any hints about that?
That is my my primary focus for the year to make sure that is finished and put out
This year?
Yeah. I just
Cool.
got to get to Austin, Texas, and tap in. You know,
Or tell Mac to come out here too, man. I'm trying to link up with Mac again.
Wedding Crashrs, man. That's one of the closest projects to my heart, man. Honestly, the Drake Meek Mill situation really stunted the growth of Wedding Crashrs because we had a natural thing going on in Atlanta.
Yes.
It was way more lit than Quentin Miller. Quentin Miller, nobody even knew who I was, you know, prior to that shit. Like, Wedding Crashrs was just its own thing going on. And, you know, I till my last breath, I'll do everything I can to keep pushing that flag, man, because it's needed, man.
It's so dope. Yo, it's still kind of like crushing on streaming.
Man, it's crazy.
Like, y'all still
we
kinda
got
stream
real
well.
fans. Like,
Yeah.
shout out to the Wedding Crashrs fans, man.
Oh, you've got a new fan in me, man. When I started to listen to it, I was like,
Thank you.
Yo, how did I miss all of this being
Yeah.
from Atlanta? I
Thank
was like,
you.
this is amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
You got an old fan in me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, man.
Going
You're-
back, baby.
Yeah.
Wedding Crashrs, man. We, you know, made that whole sound 1317 in Satrice's apartment, man. And
Wow.
it's just
Shout out Shatrice in the building.
Yeah, so we got an OG.
yeah, man.
Wow.
It's very near and dear to us. So yeah, WDNG is coming this year. It's coming every year. It will never stop until we're like old and in retirement homes. And even still, then
You might be
it'll
doing it.
probably be pretty funny if we made some shit at
It
that
would.
age too. So
Dude, there totally is gonna be like Pro Tools in the nursing homes. Like,
you know, when I think about
I mean, by the time you're, there,
when I think about the actual Wedding Crashrs movie, I mean, they were like what, mid-30s. You know,
Yeah.
it's perfect.
I feel like
it's my favorite movie.
We're
By
kind
the
of
way,
at the prime.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Prime stage.
Who's Vince and who's Owen?
He's definitely Vince. The coolest Mac is Vince.
Yeah.
He's like way more out there.
Yeah.
Like he's the super extrovert.
Yeah.
We're both Libras. I guess he's just the opposite side of the scale.
Yeah. Different moon or whatever.
Like he's
he's a rising Libra.
like, I'm the guy when we pull up and I was like, man, I don't know, maybe we should. And before I even finish the sentence, he's already in the mix. Like,
Yeah.
hey, what up? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I love Mac, man.
He's like Atlanta Snoop Dogg, man. Like he just got that energy that just everybody just fucks with, man.
That's amazing, bro.
sure.
And yeah, I definitely want to do whatever I can to push that light forward.
For sure. Yo, we are here for it. Henry, we've entered a final segment of the podcast.
Oh, shit.
With Mr. Quentin Miller.
are we doing this?
Let's go.
Not
Okay.
the Stanley
inning.
Cup finalist.
Not the Stanley Cup.
No.
Yeah. This is the rapid fire rampage. We're going to break it down into 3 parts. Start off real easy with some short answer questions. Here we go.
Okay.
That's my sound effect. I wish Shatrice could hear it. But it's okay. Starting off real easy, nice and just toss you a lob here in the beginning. Why did the rapper cross the road?
To get the chain.
To get to the One More Time podcast. Okay, moving.
Or that. You know.
To get a chain and then do the One More Time podcast.
Yeah.
Just to
Yeah.
combine them.
Chains
Okay.
are really important to rappers.
Indeed. It's a status symbol.
Yeah.
Okay, getting into it for real. If you were to sign a writer's deal right now, what are some terms that you would have to absolutely have in place?
$1 million.
$1 billion trillion.
If you got the mill up front, would you be good with no back end?
Yeah. Just give me the mill
Yeah.
and I'll write my ass off.
Yeah.
Because the writing business is so much free work. It's so much like sessions that you do that you never get any money for. You just spend 6-7 hours in the studio hoping that they take the song and they never take the song. Fuck that. Give me the money up front.
Take that up front.
I'll do them sessions
Yes.
all day. I'll be in that motherfucker just making ideas. Y'all don't even got to use them.
Dude, that's the same way with writers that write like scripts and shit. I was just thinking about this because I was listening to stuff about like the writer's strike that's going on. And it's the same way. They're doing like, they call it spec work where it's speculative of like, you got to do the work and just hope that someone
You just hope.
fucking
You just hope.
takes this script you just put your heart and fucking soul
hope.
into. And in your case,
Bro,
put your
I've
song
done-
in.
I've
What do you think
done-
producing music is, bro?
No, I mean,
I've done
same
sessions-
idea. Yeah. Like, God
Please
bless
make a
you
song.
guys.
I've
Please
done
make a
sessions with
song.
artists, bro. I don't even want to say the artist name. I did this one session with this
Nah,
one
say
artist, and
Kendrick.
and
Drizzy.
they had a co-writer there, and I'm so seasoned at this point. I was like, I'm not wasting my energy. I watched this artist spend 4.5 hours writing the song for this. This writer spent 4.5 hours writing a song for this artist. The artist comes in, listens to it for 2 seconds, and goes, It's cool, but it's not. No, I don't want to.
Man,
Meanwhile, I was chilling. I was in that motherfucker chilling. So
that hurt me.
Yeah, man. $1 million off top.
For sure.
Yo,
I'll do that. I'll do that all day.
Yo, who do you think he was impersonating there? Could you tell based on like the impersonation?
We'll watch the footage later.
Okay.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah. Analyze it.
Quentin Miller puts Kendrick Lamar on blast. Like that sounded kind of like Kung Fu Kenny. I'm just saying.
That's what. Okay, moving on. Quentin, how many unreleased songs would you say, ballpark, do you have written right now, and how much to buy all of them outright?
To buy them all outright?
All of them, and how many?
Unreleased songs that I have right now, I mean, it would be in the multiple hundreds, the
Okay.
400 to 400 or something like that. To buy them all out, 1.5.
1.5.
Okay, he upped the ante.
I like it.
Yep.
He knows his worth.
Because I gotta account for the money it'll accumulate.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, for sure.
All right.
Quentin, what do the pictures in your Instagram Explorer look like right now?
Just bad bitches.
Cooking.
Okay.
Cooking stuff.
Cool.
Books.
Okay. What else?
Historical facts.
Damn, you are seasoned, bro.
He's also a liar.
Shit, here I am, seasoned as fuck, thinking like, bro, mine looks like that too,
Scientific
bro.
facts.
Right. Holy shit.
God, big
You
booties.
know?
All right. We'll move on from that one. Anyway, Quentin, since tomatoes are considered fruit, is ketchup a smoothie?
God,
The world wants to know.
they don't.
So tomato is a fruit.
It is a fruit.
Confirmed.
Yes, because it has seeds.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Sorry, man.
yeah, ketchup is kind of smoothie material.
There you go.
I'll give it to it.
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news
That's a yes.
about that.
That's a yes. Last one of the short answer. This is the cosign corner presented by Guayaquil, Yerba Mate, our good friends over there. Just shout us out, maybe like a few artists that you see right now that you're excited about coming up. Who are you listening
Like
to?
new artists?
Yeah, upcomers.
Upcomers.
Come-uppers.
I like Flo Milli.
Okay.
I like Baby Drill.
Yes. Yeah, we had Coop on here who's producing a bunch of his shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Pink Pantheress. A lot. She's fire.
She's different.
Yeah. Anicia,
Yeah.
she goes hard.
I just texted Smiles, her manager, and I was like, yo, can we get Anicia on the pod?
And Caribou
Caribou,
goes hard.
yeah.
She goes hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I've been seeing Anicia. Is it Anicia? Or?
I hope I said that right.
Yeah,
I hope I said it right. Anicia.
I'm probably butchering it with you, so it's okay. We're gonna both take this one together. But
You don't
no,
say anything so that you won't get it wrong.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she's like popping right
Crushing
now.
it.
Like,
I mean,
people,
dude,
people are paying
how
attention.
about just the females, like, in
the,
general?
the ladies are crushing.
Crushing it.
Ladies are crushing, bro.
I mean,
crazy,
oh my
man.
God.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was part one.
Part one, man. Great.
Moving on to part two.
They took the shit over.
Yes.
Part two is the this or that. Quentin, I'm going to give you two choices. All you got to do is pick one.
Okay.
Here we go. Starting with physically writing or phone notes?
Phone notes.
Record in a booth or record in the control room?
That's tough. It depends. Okay, I'll say control room.
I knew it.
I thought he was a booth guy, bro.
But the
I could
booth, it's different.
He seems like he wants his
It's
piece.
really 50-50, man. It's tough.
Most people are
just-
control room people now.
he just seemed like,
It's
a
tough.
booth guy?
yeah, like locked
Yeah.
in.
If it's people in the room, I'm definitely want the booth.
Yeah.
But
okay.
if it's just like me and
Producer,
the studio type
engineer.
shit, yeah,
Oh.
You'll be in the mix.
yeah.
Okay, see, I was kind of right.
Because
I like
when
that.
there's people in the room, it kind of affects your
For sure.
yeah.
For sure. One take or punching in?
punch
Drums or melodies?
melodies.
Drums or flats?
But wait, I like drums on the.
On the melodies.
But melodies, you go. I've been fucking with a lot of melodies with no drums lately. So, and then with wings,
Yeah.
Or however you
drums.
However you
interpret drums or flats.
There's
I
no
mean,
more information here on the
Yeah.
phone. so,
Okay,
yeah, no.
okay.
Flats.
Drums.
Don't put words in his mouth, bro. Jesus, are you listening?
I was hoping he said the right answer.
well,
Flats are good though.
Flats. Satrice got me. Rock, paper, or scissors?
You know,
I feel like he's thought about this before.
he looked so happy to talk
you
about
know,
this.
because
Let's hear it.
Because people sleep on scissors.
Okay.
They do.
A lot of times they think you going rock, so they go paper.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
I feel like I always lead with rock.
So you gotta
You're
think ahead.
basic.
You gotta think ahead of the
always
steps that they
going-
thinking ahead of.
I know.
Right.
And they
then
trying to think ahead of your stuff.
I always get papered.
But you know, it's funny.
My rock. You know?
You're thinking ahead with scissors, so I'm thinking even further ahead. I'm going back to rock.
Oh shit!
Now that you know that, but if we would have just organically played,
Facts.
you would have caught the scissors.
You're right. Moving on. Babies or dogs?
Yo, you should have played
Ben,
around
Ben.
first of rock paper scissors. But anyways,
Ben, this is Quentin's rapid fire rampage.
I'll be quiet.
Babies or dogs?
And what
No
way
further
are we
information.
referring to?
There's no context.
Because
Stop asking for
No,
information.
there's no
Quentin.
information.
if I'm at the park
There's
and
no
I want to like
Pet a
talk
baby.
to a lady,
You can have either.
I can have the
Well,
You want
the
a baby.
baby's
Yeah,
like
the
I
baby's-
got a baby mama.
right.
Oh shit!
You
We're
know,
not at the park necessarily.
but not just having a baby mama, but if you have a baby, you have
I
a
know.
fresh baby mama.
Right.
I know.
So that kind of deters you from talking to her. But if you just got a dog,
Damn, I didn't think this through when I had a kid.
so
Fuck.
Jesus.
so it's like,
I'm
you know,
just
if I'm at the
saying.
park with the dog,
Yeah.
it's more of an easier conversation. So it just depends on the setting.
But there is no setting. You just have to pick one.
I mean, if I gotta choose a life, I guess I would save the baby's life.
I didn't
Now
say
we're
that either.
now we're
Jesus
killing the
Christ.
dog. We just killed the hypothetical dog.
God.
Because you gotta
No.
put context to this. You can't just leave it open.
You don't tell us what to do on our
You
podcast,
added the
Quentin.
life or death aspect.
We don't tell you what
Jesus
lyrics to write.
Christ. Let's definitely move on.
This is
from that
Henry's
one.
rampage.
God.
Wow, he
Okay.
just killed a.
Yo,
What kind of dog did we
Don't
just kill?
just no, really not.
What breed?
No.
What breed was it?
Yeah, what
Y'all the
game
ones that
was
made
it?
us choose.
God. Jesus. All right, moving on.
My world is babies and dogs.
Just a couple more here for the this or that. Rich or genius?
Well, genius, you can get rich off the genius.
Go. And finally, become a country ghostwriter full time or leave the music industry.
I mean, I take country out.
Part two.
Okay.
I had a feeling. I had that written before you brought up.
Yeah, I don't even look at your questions,
I know.
obviously.
Go country, man.
The final part of the rampage. This is the word association. Quentin, I'm going to say one word. You just give me the first word, whatever pops into your head immediately. Right off the top.
Try not to kill like
Okay,
any
yeah,
other
okay,
animals.
yeah, all right.
I'm just saying.
I'll do my
Like,
best. I'll do my best.
yeah.
It's going to be hard to do. In this part.
Jeez.
Starting as always with hip hop.
He doesn't understand the rules.
What's happening? What's happening? I thought you was about to say. a
I was
question.
like, bruh, he doesn't understand the rules.
Wait, what's happening? Do I just say how I feel about hip hop?
Just the first word off the top of your head. First word you think of.
Don't give us
Word
your
association.
feelings per se.
Yeah, we don't want
I mean,
your whole
if-
story.
So the first word.
First word you think of when I say my word. You say a word.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a therapy exercise almost.
Yes.
We're trying to get deep into
But, like,
the
minus-
subconscious of Quentin Miller.
Minus the feelings. You could like.
And the dead puppies.
yeah.
Okay. All right. All right.
I made it a
Okay.
puppy. I'm sorry.
Now
Yeah,
it's
'cause I thought we had
now
a mature
it's-
dog.
Yeah, I
didn't
thought it was
know.
like, you know,
It was an
old
adolescent
Yeller.
dog.
I thought it was like old Yeller. You know?
Yeah.
My bad. Can we do the word association?
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
This took a turn.
Hip hop.
50
Buzz.
light year.
Fire.
Nice.
Pickleball.
Don't watch.
Contract.
Watch out for those.
Bro, why did your eyebrows have to go up?
I knew it'd be a good one.
Contract.
Atlanta.
Don't do that with your eyebrows.
Can you stop fucking talking in my rampage?
Why are your eyebrows doing that?
Don't fucking worry about me. Atlanta. You're messing up the
Atlanta is home.
yes. Kanye West.
Genius.
Dessert.
Desert.
Ooh. Dropped an S. Scam.
Likely.
Damn, bro.
Tiger.
You know what I wanted to say just now.
I have an idea, but I don't know.
Woods.
Yes. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I planted the golf thing earlier.
Yeah.
Platinum.
If you're reading this.
It's too late. Moon.
I want to go to the moon. That is so sweet.
Damn, I wish someone would answer all of your word association ones with lyrics.
Lyrics.
Yeah. That would have been fire.
They'd have to be 5. Lil.
That's so many.
I know.
There's
You're
tons.
not supposed to not think about it though. Just Lil.
That was my answer.
Lil, there's so many. Okay.
It's so many.
OnlyFans.
Why?
Bitcoin.
Why?
Wedding.
Crashers.
Let's go.
This
What
has
a
been another
rampage.
episode of the One More Time podcast.
What an interview.
We had the honor of sitting here with our friend Quentin Miller. Hopefully, a Wedding Crashers album is coming soon. If you need help getting to
Absolutely.
Austin, Texas to finish it up, you know,
Absolutely.
we might need to just
2023.
like
Foot the bill.
WDNG.
yeah,
For
I'm just
5%.
saying.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for sure. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe if you are listening to this and watching it on YouTube.
Yes.
Until next week, Henry, what are we doing?
We're getting out of here.
Getting the fuck out of here. Peace, y'all.
Bye bye.
Yes, sir.
Pop that shit like one more time. And pop that one more time. Pop that